Welcome to the Jira Service Management Incident Management Play. This diagram outlines key elements of Atlassian's approach to the incident management practice. We will show you key features, advantages, and benefits that help teams improve their ability to manage incidents. An incident is classified as an unplanned interruption to a service or a reduction in the quality of service. The main purpose of incident management is to minimize the negative impact of incidents and restore normal service as quick as possible. In this diagram, you can see that there are some challenges that the teams face. And the first challenge that the teams are facing is managing events and alerts that are coming through many monitoring systems. A lot of customers have platforms like Splunk, Datadog, that create a lot of events. And one of the challenges is making sure that we can browse through those alerts and just get the ones that are important to the teams. The other challenge that teams face is regarding on-call and schedule management. We want to make sure that teams that are owners of specific applications, services, or servers get notified the appropriate way and get notified as soon as possible via SMS, voice, email, or through Jira's mobile app. The other challenge that customers face is regarding communications to stakeholders and customers. I will show you in our demo a platform called Status Page, which brings companies and customers together during downtime with best-in-class incident communications. And then we're going to use tools like Microsoft Chats or emails to communicate updates to our stakeholders. Our last challenge is collaboration. During an incident investigation, we find that customers use different tools and different platforms. And we want to make sure that we just have one platform used. And in this case, is all Atlassian products. We will use Jira Service Management for the intake of incidents and communicate to the relevant teams with Jira software projects and create tasks for them so that we can work together to swarm and then restore the service as soon as possible. The first use case I'm going to show you, we're going to pretend that a customer reports an incident, and then we're going to use JSM's incident management features to resolve the incident. I'm going to show you some of the incident and alert management capabilities and how we can communicate to our customers using Status Page. Here's an example of our on-call schedule. And then we have Status Page that shows you that something is down. I'm going to use Jira Service Management, MS Teams, and also Status Page. And let me show you what we've set up here. So this is the customer portal where the end user or customer is going to create the request. Before I start, I wanted to show you a couple of things. We have our project. And in our Jira Service Management project, we can see that there are different queues. Right now, I don't have any open incidents. And there's a queue for major incidents, which I'm going to show you how I'm going to escalate to that. And then we have the billing service and the mobile service, where right now, everything is okay. Now, another key important module that we use for our incident management process is the Jira Assets Management. And here, what I have is all the services that our team supports. We have the billing service, the customer support, distribution. And one of the key things I want to highlight here are some of the attributes. Here, when I scroll down, I could see that the stakeholders, I'm one of the stakeholders of this specific service. So anytime an incident is tagged, I will be added as a stakeholder. And then we have the service owners, the platform support team, and then the responder team, who is also the platform team. So what's going to happen is whoever it's on call for that platform support team will be notified to take care of that alert. Let's look into our teams. And the way you can access this is via the top menu, and you have different teams that you can go through here. You got the network support team, platform support team, and web services team. But what I'm going to do here is I'm already have my platform support team open, and with the operations feature, which is now managing all the on-call schedules, you will see this section right here. Right now, the members are myself, Alana, and Mitch. And when I go to my operations, you will then see the capabilities from Opsgenie that are now integrated into JSM. So for instance, you can see the escalation policy. So anyone who's on call will be pinged right away at 0 minutes. And then at 5 minutes, if there's no acknowledgement, the next user in the schedule will be pinged. And then after 10 minutes, everyone will be pinged. Essentially, I am the on-call person, so I should be getting a message and a ping via SMS, voice, and through the application that I should take care of that alert. And if after 5 minutes I don't respond, then Alana will be pinged. Today, on Wednesday, August 7th, I am the on-call person. In our demo, what I'm also going to do, I'm going to escalate the incident to a major incident team. We have another major incident team here, which will have also its own schedule. So there's different team members. And in this case, Jennifer Evans will be the person who will be notified to take care of the major incident efforts. In addition to that, I also have set up Microsoft Teams. So anytime an alert goes for the platform team, you will see notifications coming in so that there's multiple ways you can alert the team members about incidents that could be critical. I'm going to start now that I give you a little bit of background of the key configurations. I'm going to my portal where I'm going to generate an incident. So I'm going to go here. We're going to look into report a system problem. And we're going to say that we have a problem with our billing platform. And then what we're going to do, we're going to select the service, in this case, billing. We're going to select the urgency. We're going to call it high. Actually, let's call it critical. And then we're going to also select the impact. So we're going to pretend it's an extensive incident. I'm going to send the ticket. A couple of things that you will see is that the ticket is generated, and you should be able to hear a phone call coming in. But let's just wait a few seconds so you can see that it's open status. Here are the details. And now I have the call. So I'm going to play the call.
You have a new alert in Jira Service Management with summary. It's 4685 incident raised. To listen to the alert description, press 1. To close alert, press 2. To acknowledge alert, press 3.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press 3, and then the alert should be acknowledged.
To acknowledge all open alert, acknowledge.
So the alert is acknowledged. So now when I switch now to my platform team, I just want to show you what has happened. Okay, so now you can see that this incident alert has been created from 4685, which is the ticket I just created. And now, since I got the call, I acknowledged through the phone, you can see that the status is acknowledged. And what that's going to do is going to stop escalations. No one else is going to be escalated because I acknowledged the alert. And then what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put a note here. I got it. Okay, and then you have the details about the specific incident. And then, of course, the status acknowledged. So I'm going to close it here just for testing purposes. You could close it later, but I'm just going to close that for now. And then I'm going to go to the main ticket that has been created. So I'm going to go to open incidents. Fresh, and now you can see that the ticket I generated is here. One of the things is that the status is still open because we haven't tackled it yet. I'm going to start the investigation of this specific incident. A couple of things you also should notice here, we have queues. I got the major incidents, there's nothing there, but if I go to billing, you should see the ticket I just created as well, and it's going to go back here to see. One of the things that I want to showcase as well here is we got the billing service, and I can open up our relationships to our infrastructure. So I can see the billing service is connected to the payment processing system, and these are the other applications that are connected to it. This helps you analyze what other services may be impacted by this incident. So now that I'm working the incident, I'm going to say something that it looks like as an internal note that this is a major incident. We're going to the major incident team. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I have a workflow here, which in Jira, everything is customizable and it's flexible. What's going to happen is I'm sitting right here. And when I escalate, is going to tag the ticket as a major incident and also ping and send alerts to the major incident team as well, so they can join and take a look at the ticket. I'm going to close that. And this is an internal comment. That's why it's only within the team. I'm going to push this to escalate it. To escalate. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but right away, the major incident tag has been set, and which was an automation to also set this major incident, so that now when I go to the major incidents, there should be a ticket already in their queue. At the same time, one of the things I wanted to showcase was the fact that in the major incident team that I was showing you earlier, this is our escalation policy. Jennifer is there. She would be pinged via the different methods, and you have an alert here for Jennifer to take a look. I'm going to pretend I'm Jennifer. I got the alert to join the specific incident or ticket. So I'm going to say, okay, I got it, acknowledged. And then what I would do is I would go back to the ticket I just created, which is this one, right? And it's escalated and it's now part of the major incident team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this ticket to myself, and I'm going to pretend that I'm the major incident commander. I'm going to start working this ticket together. The major incident team has it covered. Of course, the previous team is aware of all the communications that are happening. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a Microsoft Teams swarming activity so that we can get other members to join and help together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a team chat. We select Contigix, and by default, it puts the ticket number ID as a meeting name. I'm just going to create it. Now, if I wanted to join the call or the bridge, I could just click here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open it through the browser. Okay, so I'm going to join the call. I'm in the call right now, and if Alana and the other members were, of course, available, they would be invited to join. But in terms of this specific webinar, I'm just going to stop this conversation here. I'm going to close that. Refresh the page here, and I'm going to pretend that we're now discussing in the chat some of the communication. So here, that's the chat that was generated for the new channel, and I'm going to talk. And I could update the priority. I could inform stakeholders. Here, what I will do is going to send an update to our stakeholders. We have started a chat to discuss to restore the service. So I'm going to send that to our stakeholders, and I'm going to say, okay, we need to communicate to our customers. Okay. I'm going to show you quickly what I mean by communicating to customers. So this is status page, which is another Atlassian product. And what I'm showing you here is the different services that we provide to our customers. So we have billing service, the demo service, online banking, and you can see if outages have happened previously or not. So in this case, the issue is with the billing service. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to generate an automatic automation to notify our subscribers of the specific service that something is down. Okay. That's why I'm writing here, we need to notify to our customers, and I will switch back to our ticket. And from here, I'm going to select start status page notification. Okay, so it's generating that automation. And then when I switch back here and refresh, billing platform is down and we are investigating. So right away, they could tell there's an outage, and they could see here details about all the different incidents that were created for that service. On the customer inbox, if I show you something quickly, right, they will get a notification like this saying that the billing platform is down. There's multiple ways the customer gets notified. We are going to start working the ticket. I'm going to change it to work in progress, and then I'm going to create a subtask here saying that we need to restart the service. And I'm going to assign this ticket to, okay, I guess Alana's auto-assigned. So Alana's working on that ticket, and let's pretend that she starts working on it, and then she would restart the service. So we're going to close that subtask. And of course, the team will validate that the service is back and running. Okay. And when that is validated, what I will do then is close the ticket. Okay. So we'll resolve the ticket. So what I'm saying here is we'll restore the service, but we didn't find the root cause, and that will be created through a problem ticket that will be managed later on. Okay, so I'm just gonna resolve it. That is completed, and then what's gonna happen as well. So you see all the comments. So this one went to the person who created that original ticket as well. We can also inform our stakeholders as well. While all this was happening, I was able to also go to our status page, refresh, and then you can see that everything is operational. Automatically with some automations, we are able to manage all those outages and communications to our customers. Let me switch back to the other use case I want to showcase. So the second use case I want to go through was a management of events and focusing on event monitoring features. You may have tools like Splunk or Datadog or any other event monitoring platform that sends emails, right? And what we're going to do is that based on the priority of the ticket, do different actions. So for example, in this case, we're going to detect that if it's a priority 1 ticket, the alert is generated with an incident created automatically, right? So we get the alert and we create an incident. However, it's a priority 2, then we just get alerted through the paging. And if it's a priority 3 or 4, we shouldn't bother our team members. So we don't want to increase noise in their inboxes, so nothing will happen. It will just track events. And what I'm going to focus on here is the event and alert management capabilities, and then some of the automations that we use. Okay. And it's going to focus on Jira software and Jira Service Management. And what I'm going to do is, let me show you a quick example, is I'm going to create first an email, and we're going to pretend that we have a platform that sends email based on events that are happening in the infrastructure. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretend I'm going to create a priority 2 event. And then in this case, what will happen is it will generate an alert, and then the person on call can decide whether they want to action that alert or not. So let me close all the alerts for the teams first, making sure everything's clean. Okay. And let's get started. So I'm going to go to open here, and I'm going to send this email. Okay, so here's priority 2. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm looking into the message here about a potential alert or risk. And then based on the priority, in this case, I will generate an alert to our teams. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, then refresh the page. Okay, so right away, you can see now that the ticket was generated as an alert, and I'm getting some calls here, so I'm going to decline. When I open the ticket, you can see exactly what we had on that specific event: risk alert, potential out trade, and then we're looking at the priority as well, which is 2. So right now, since it was a priority 2 ticket, we just created an alert, but it's not an incident yet. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this information. I will probably assign it to myself if I wanted to. Okay. And then I'm going to read. And if I wanted to create an incident, I could do that. So I could create an incident here, which is going to copy some of the key information and then work on that incident. I'm going to pretend we don't need to create an incident. And I'm just going to put a note saying, okay, we got the alert, but it's nothing serious. Okay. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to acknowledge. So we stop all the escalations. And then I'm going to close it because it was an alert for us to take a look, but it wasn't a major incident or an incident. So we're just going to close it. And that's it. So that's one way you can manage some alerts. So here, what we're going to do now is I'm going to create another email, but in this case, we're going to have something with priority 4 so that we don't bother our teams. So it's an example of a event where it's priority 4. So it looks like into this priority string. And if it's 4, then we will not generate an alert because it's not that important. So this is just an operations alert, nothing major. And when I keep refreshing here, we shouldn't see an alert at all. Now, let's pretend that we have an alert that is priority 1. And in priority 1 alerts for the specific billing service, what we're going to do, we're going to automatically generate an incident right away because we don't want to waste time. We want to get alerted, but also create an incident so that we can start working on it. So here it's going to look at this priority number 1. I'm going to send it out. And while the alert is created, it would also generate an incident that we can start working on it. So I'm going to refresh. Okay, so now you can see the alert came in. I'm just going to acknowledge it from here. And let's dive into the details. So you got the details of the monitoring event. Okay. And right away, when I refresh one more time, there you go. So now I already have an automatically created incident ticket, right? So I'm going to open that up. But first, let's just close this. Where I now can start working on this incident. Okay, so now the incident here has the details. You may want to enter some additional information or even populate it with some automation, which in this case, I'm doing it manually. Okay, so we can do that. And then I'm going to push it to work in progress, where I'm investigating the ticket. And we're going to pretend that we're going to create now a task for our development platform team to do some work in a separate project. So here I will go to link issue. And from here, I can create a ticket for a team member or a team that is not living in the Jira Service Management project, but on a separate project. So here I have a different platform development task. And I'm going to say something like, please perform task. Outline, right? So I create that. Now what it's doing is generating a ticket that is linked. And when I open that separately, you can see there's a Jira software project. And they can start actioning it themselves. Here I could assign it to, it's assigned to Mitch. So Mitch is going to look at that ticket. And then at some point, it's going to start progress, go to done. Okay, and then say completed. And then Mitch could also go here into the main ticket that was created, and we can give it permissions only to add customer notes, internal notes. So I could say, Mitch, I updated it. Okay, so the person here who is the agent could see their notes. Okay, they could see that it's done, and maybe they could do some validation here with the tool, and then at some point they will send this ticket to complete it. Now we restore the service here, and we use some event monitoring automations and some activities to close the incident end to end. Now, I wanted to show you a couple of things of how can you configure this within your JSM platform. So the first thing you need to do, you probably need to go to your teams. And one of the things you can go into is, I'm going to go into my platform support team. And you will generate and ensure that your operations are enabled. So you need JSM to do that. So here you can add members. If I want to add Jennifer, I will add her there. Okay. So now she has access to this. And then in here, this is where we select the on-call schedule, the rotations. So earlier I mentioned how we can manage the escalation policy. And now let's say we added Jennifer to our schedule and we want to add her to our rotation. So I could go to our schedule here, edit. So right now it's me and Alana, but if we update that, okay, now if I put Jennifer there, then she's going to go first, but I could rotate this way so things could be automatically configured and updated. So here you can change to a daily view. So here we are rotating on a daily basis. And then you can have different settings to have different shifts from 8 to 5 or 24/7, right? So you can do that. And I'm just going to save it here just to keep it simple. So now this is a new rotation for our team. So Jennifer on Wednesday, Alana on Thursday, and myself on Friday. A couple of other things that I was showing you earlier about integrations. So there are more than 200 integrations available in the operations module. So now you have the Atlassian products, and then you have other products like MS Teams, and you may have Splunk, Datadogs. All those are available here. So feel free to check it out and see how you can enhance your event monitoring with this tool. And then just to show you a little bit of how did I configure based on priorities when I was getting emails. That's pretty basic. I'm not going to go into details, but essentially what I did was you have what we call an integration, and you can create alerts based on different criteria. So in this case, it's a basic one to showcase the capabilities. Here I just have, if in the message it contains priority 1, which was what I had on the email, then set the priority to number 1 and then assign it to the appropriate team. Okay. So this specific integration is only for the platform team. So that's why when I said billing, then it goes here. And then the other key functionality that I wanted to highlight was now the automations are also within the teams. And we are following our low code, no code automations from Jira software. So now they've been translated to the team's operations. And here I have a basic one that says, hey, when an alert is created, if the priority equals to 1, then what I do is I generate that incident. So that's how I was able to create that use case. When the priority is set in the event, I could take a look at what the information that comes in, and from there, I could create a ticket, in this case, an incident right away. I'm going to also show you the last tool here, which is the reporting capabilities. So here, when I go to our platform team and I click on productivity analysis, so here you can see that 75 of the acknowledgements were acknowledged by myself or by the team, and then 25 other members. You can see that how many were escalated. So 87.1.5 stayed level 1, but 12% or 13% went to level 2. You can see here the number of alerts today that were generated. And then here you can see also the types of alerts based on priority. So all these reports are out of the box, which is great. And then you can see also how many alerts I received versus how many Alana received and how quick we're able to close those alerts. I hope you enjoyed the Incident Management Play webinar. Please subscribe to get notified about new Atlassian videos.